My name is Julie, also known as the Frugal Mama. Welcome to the Frugal Family. It's a live stream. I am working very hard, well, at a million things, but also at getting back on track with weekly Friday live streams. So why do I need a distraction? I'm sure I'll have to explain this again in a bit, but yes, we are full blown into another allergic reaction. To what? I don't know yet. Don't know yet. I did go ahead and take Visceral and prednisone and extra allergy medication, and I'm going to get a prescription filled later this afternoon for a steroid. Yay, more steroids. And it's a different one than what I already took. Anyway, so excited. I do have testing. I get to go through all that process again coming up in the next week or two, where they prick your back in like a million places on a grid and try to suss out what is causing this. It could be anything. With me, it could be change in the weather, change in the temperature. It doesn't have to be a food or a product. I have a very high IgE response and was on immunosuppressants for several years. Destroyed my immune system, helped with my autoimmune disease and with the allergic reactions. But it's been a long time I was on those, and the effects seem to have worn off. I don't want to be on those shots again. They do wonderful things, but they also do horrible things. And so anyway, all of that to say, I need a distraction right now. So hello, Manuela. Hello, Shatika. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. So we are having extra coffee. I didn't realize the vacuum is like right behind my ear. It's kind of weird. I have been working my ass off today. My God, I have been doing so many chores and so much cleaning and spring cleaning and tidying up. Hello, Kimberly. So glad you're here today. And so anyway, videos on all of that coming soon. Hello, Sandy Lee. I'm so glad you're here. And hello to Sandy Lee's hubby. Good for you. Cleaning kitchen cupboards. Yes, I have been working in the first floor bathroom today. That's what I've been up to, along with, other things. Okay, so what are we talking about today as my distraction? God, speaking of distraction, it's going to drive me crazy that the vacuum is right there. What if I... Now I don't see it. That makes me feel better. So anyway, welcome. Today, we are talking about this. It's a little vintage birthday book. And I'm going to do another video about this, an edited one with more details. Sorry, I was eating a granola bar. Years and years ago, back when almost at the very beginning of my foray. Hello, Phyllis. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. My initial foray into dumpster diving, I started with recycling bins, then ended up with public school dumpsters, park dumpsters, church dumpsters. And it wasn't until, hello, Alyssa. I'm so glad you're here. And thank you for watching the ads. I sure do appreciate that. So anyway, eventually I ended up doing retail, but I didn't do a lot of retail really until I started on YouTube 7 years ago. But before that, the many years before that, it was public school dumpsters, recycling bins, and church and park dumpsters. So anyway, back in the very beginning, way back. Hi, Grab It Fast. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. And thank you everyone for being here for this live stream. I really appreciate it. I'm going through a thing right now, and we need distractions. And so thank you. Thank you. Even if you're on the rewatch crew, thank you. I appreciate you so much. So anyway, years ago, and like I said, I will do a fully edited video and talk about more of the things that I found in this particular haul situation. So, okay, this is a long time ago. We're talking like 13, 14 years ago. And in a recycling bin, hi, Bonnie. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, you be careful, you being in the car. You just listen, okay? So there was a recycling bin and a dumpster at the city building where I live. And it was a place I would regularly hit up. And when people would die, their descendants, their family, a lot of times, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with this kind of a situation. My daddy, rest in peace. I remember how hard that was. Hi, Trisha. Thank you for being here from Trinidad. People get overwhelmed with all of the stuff that's left behind, the estate of the loved one who passed. And what often happens, and what I used to see a lot, Jen, oh, good evening to you. There is Jen jumping in. Holy cow, Jen, with a £9.99 gift for us with a heart. Thank you, Jen. Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. That is actually gonna go towards my really silly birthday present to myself, which is an extender for my vacuum. Like the tube thing, an extender. That is what that's going towards. Yeah, I'm turning 43 this month, and these are the things I get excited about. So thank you, Jen. That's what that will go toward. So anyway, so people would, and still do, just take all of these treasures from their loved ones. And I've, over the many, many years, I have worked very hard at not judging. There's Dennis, my darling, and there's Melly from San Antonio. Oh my goodness. So I've tried really hard to not be so judgmental anymore. Hello, Kristen. Of the choices that people make. It definitely made a difference once my daddy passed on, and we had all of, those things to sort through and whatnot. And so I've worked very hard to practice some grace, okay, when people throw things away. But I will tell you, to this day, this particular dumpster haul that was an estate clean out still bothers me. And I don't know that that's ever going to change. I don't think it will. Because of stuff like this. Not just stuff like this, but like I said in the edited video that I will do, there were baby clothes. These are all handmade, nearly antique, vintage, whatever, definitely old vintage. Lots of tatted. That is a skill that I do not have, and these hands are definitely not capable of, but my mom does. Tatted lace, tatted doilies, crocheted doilies, all the baby clothes, mementos, baby booties, all the so many artistic things. Now, I ended up selling a lot of those things. I kept some. I have a doily, for instance, right here on this shelf. And then, of course, I have this book and many other things I did end up keeping, but a lot of it, Dennis, yes, but actually the the wax bath for my hands is warming up right now. And I'm doing that one again. I did it yesterday. I'm doing it again today. And this is my second ginormous mug of coffee today. So there's EJ Schoen. Yeah, EJ Schoen. We haven't caught up in a live stream in a long time, but I am working on it. I'm doing my darndest, okay? Doing my best. So if you're just jumping on, no, this is not the plague. You cannot catch it. I'm not dying at the moment. This is an allergic reaction to what I don't know. And that is a huge part of why we are doing this live stream with some distraction. Anyhow, so it was a huge haul of stuff. And in fact, one of the very first videos on this channel that I did 7 years ago was a recap using pictures from the blog I used to do way before I started YouTube. I did a blog about my couponing and my dumpster diving. And so I took pictures from that blog and made a video. Once I upload this, I'll try to remember to put a link in the video description if I can get around to it. But anyway, on that video, I had taken these photos from the blog of so many of the things that were in that estate sale clean out haul that I found. And one of the things that was in there, it was a collection of 3 bottles, little old pill bottles of teeth, the baby teeth. from this woman's children. And I ended up selling those to a curiosity museum in Florida. So back in the day. Anyway, let's talk about this. So while I was recovering a few months ago in part of my recovery with my foot, which seems to just never end, this situation, but it has improved much. Has improved so much, and I need to keep reminding myself of that. Hello, Claudia. Thank you for being here. So, Sandy Lee, wall scrubbing, because that's what I've been working on today. Hello, Andrea. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, so many more cleaning videos coming. You guys have helped me so much by watching those videos and being so encouraging. It's helping me do them, which is helping me get the house clean, which is helping me feel useful and productive and wonderful. And I really appreciate it very much. Phyllis, happy 71st birthday in June. Oh, I'm so happy for you. And I'm happy you're here, Phyllis. And have fun with your scrapbooking and all of those things. I really am trying to read the comments, but you guys know I really struggle to focus, and I'm trying to finish thoughts while also hanging out and talking. So, okay. So during my recovery, part of it, I was tidying up, and I did, hello, Trisha. I'm so glad you're here. No, my birthday is not the 25th, but pretty darn close. And I am an Aries. Loud and proud, red and fiery Aries. So, hello, Tammy. Thank you for being here. So, my mother-in-law, she's so amazing. She's wonderful. She had come and helped me start decluttering. Some of you will remember this. At the height of the pain and in recovery from my foot reconstruction and all of that. And then I continued here and there, happy birthday early, Trisha, fellow Aries. And I continued here and there as I could. And oh, Kristen, oh my God, thank you for that. I get some people who just give me shit for being real and not being Molly Sunshine all the damn time. Sorry, filter. So thank you for allowing me to be real. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. Oh, EJ Schoen is also an Aries. Thank you, Sandy. Seriously, guys, thank you. The real ones. Thank you for letting me be me. I appreciate it. Life is beautiful, and we're so lucky to be alive. What a treat, what a privilege, but it's not always wonderful. That's just reality. So I continued with some decluttering along the way, things here and there, and then for a little while, and videos coming soon on this, somewhat here, and then also on my current obsession. That's my grown-up journaling channel. I will also be talking about, let's see. Oh God, Andrea, don't get me started talking about when Olivia leaves the nest, when she grows up and moves out. Oh my God, Andrea, I can't. Not today, not when I'm dealing with all of this. And there's been Julianne. Hello, my darling. I'm so glad you're here. If your video's buffering, maybe refresh it. That might help. It's not my end. And it looks like Dennis is saying that's not happening to him either. Okay. All right. Anyway, I went through kind of a thing where I was pretty sure our house was haunted. I know, that's speaking of entities, Kitty is at the door. So give me 2 seconds. I need to let her in. Pants. Just a sec. Kitty! ¿Cómo estás, gatita preciosa, hermosa? Okay. Kitty is in, and I am back. So anyway, I went through this phase that I'm still kind of in and still sussing out, where I was pretty sure the house was haunted. Oh, thank you, Vin Julianne. That is from Temu. Yeah, isn't that great? Frog and Toad, love it. So there's a woman, and I got obsessed, okay? I went down the rabbit hole. Sandy Lee, I've done, no Ghostbusters, but I have done like cleanses, smudges, Palo Santo, stuff like that. Yeah. And I might, again, I became obsessed with the woman who used to live here. This house was built, the first floor anyway, was built in like 1928 or 29. I believe it was 1928, but it might be 1929. And a couple of years later, just like 2 years later, a family bought the house, moved in, and the mother, the wife, her name was Jenny. And her husband was named Forrest. Can you even believe that? Jenny and Forrest. Bizarre. Anyway, she lived a very hard life as a wife and mother, as an adult. She had 11 kids in this house. There was no full basement. There was a root cellar. There was no bathroom. There was an outhouse, or I guess in Utah in those days they called them back house. I don't know. Hi, kitty. Watch out, gatita. Quítate. So she had no bathroom. She had 11 kids in this house. She struggled with lots of health problems similar to the ones I have, including gallbladder disease. I had my gallbladder removed several years ago. I was in hell, absolute hell. It took 2 years of going through a million tests and feeling horrible and being told I just needed to lose weight, or I was dramatic, or I don't know. Told a million things, gone through a million tests to finally find out it was advanced gallbladder disease, and then had surgery like right away. Crazy. Women's healthcare, even in this modern age. Jenny also had gallbladder disease and was told that she was too overweight to have the surgery. We are talking the mid to late 1940s here in Utah. And that's some bullshit, okay? I mean, that's a long time ago, but not so long ago that, yeah. Anyway, she ended up dying at age 42, which is where I'm at for a couple more weeks. She died from a ruptured gallbladder. Shit. As we're getting closer to my 43rd birthday, I am feeling like her essence, spirit, whatever, is like here again. And I we'll talk so much more about this on my current obsession channel. But it's wacky stuff. Okay. It's complicated. All right. Wacky stuff. And I think part of it is perhaps some resentment or jealousy or something that is absolutely valid, and I understand, because I've been able to get through these different, hellish things that this burning down circus of a body is going through. She didn't. And her husband wasn't as helpful as he could be. From what I've seen and what I've read, he was a good enough man, but it was tough times. There was not birth control. And it was a tricky time. And there were certain, roles that here's what husband does, here's what wife does, and that's just the way it is. And I've gotten to know, I want to be really careful what all I say and how I say it, because I have gotten to know several of her descendants, their descendants, and met them in person and walked through the house and yard with them. And I do not in any way want to disrespect their ancestors. I want to tell my story, my experience with reading and research and what I've felt in this house where she died. Have I told you guys that? Did I tell you that before? She died here. I didn't find that out till a couple years ago during my recovery. when I was recovering from the hysterectomy, like the rest of the hysterectomy, I had had a partial a few years ago, but then had the rest of everything taken out. And then shortly thereafter, foot reconstructive surgery. During that time, found out, yeah, she died here. She died in this house that I live in. Hi, Frugal Living Shelly. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, she died in this house. Like the day after her gallbladder ruptured. And she knew she was dying. So, complicated thoughts and feelings as I went down the rabbit hole and got obsessed and found the grave over at the cemetery of Shelly's right here. Not your grave, Jesus. I just see Shelly there. Jenny and Forrest, who lived in this home between the 30s and 50s. She died at the age of 42 in this home. And then her 11 children were divided up between relatives, many in Utah, some on the other side of the country. Yeah, crazy stuff. Anyway, I did end up finding their grave. I have visited it several times, and I will take you there on my current obsession. That's my other channel. Oh, we need some sustenance. So, while I was obsessed with Jenny and her story and her life and her death in my home, I eventually got overwhelmed with it. And I did the smudging and I did, hi Sharon, how are you Sharon? It's so good to have you here. I did the smudging, I burned the Palo Santo every night for weeks. And I spoke with Jenny, I like, and then it got to where it was overwhelming for me. And I was in my own recovery and in pain and, all of that. And so I needed to shift. And I did all of the cleansing of whatever, and it did seem to help for quite a while. And while that was happening, let's finally get back to this. I was decluttering, doing some tidying, and came back across this book. Little birthday book, vintage birthday book that has religious things, scriptures and quotes and stuff like that for every day. And then what you do or did in those days was on that day, you would write down, everybody's birthdays, anniversaries, what have you. And for instance, like this one, Harold Robert Cogburn, 1913. A Manuela. There's a Manuela in here. Was born in 1881. Or no, sorry, yes. God, she had a long name. She was born in 1881 and died in 1944. Anyway, different marriages and death dates, birth dates, all of that in here, okay? And this is one of the things that I kept from this massive estate sale clean out dumpster haul that the descendants threw away. And Terry, I've thought about it. And Terry, thank you so much for being here. We'll talk more about it. I've done so much research on it over the last year. We will talk so much more about it over on my current obsession. Yes, I have definitely thought about writing about Jenny and her life, her death, and the connection that I have with her, the similarity. She was a gardener. She canned fruit and vegetables. She bottled. She baked pies. She was a feisty old thing. And oh my God, how did I not mention this? She was a coffee addict. Yeah, one of her descendants was generous, so generous and kind enough to share with me several stories and different things that were written about her, which is really cool. Anyhow, and And so I found out in there that, yeah, she was also a coffee obsessed person like myself. Loved gardening. Her favorite flowers were gladiola, which I have, throughout the yard. There's so much, there's so much to it. Andrea, I don't think she had any Mexican heritage. I've looked into their lineage, and I'm pretty sure it's all like European, English, that kind of thing. But again, we'll talk more about that over on my current obsession. Okay, so anyway, this other woman, this is not Jenny, this is a different person, and her name, God, I wish people would see, back in the day, you didn't have a name. I wouldn't be Julie. I'd be Mrs. James, She was Mrs. Philip Graham, and what is her name? I'm gonna have to remind myself what her name was, because I went through and figured all of it out. Because I got super obsessed, but now at this moment I can't remember what her name was. Hang with me, I promise we'll get there. But her daughter was named Aura. This says to mother from Aura. So I looked in this again, and I, of course, was in absolute birthday mode. Hi, Nikki. I'm so glad you're here. Happy birthday. Today is Nikki's birthday. Happy birthday. I hope it's wonderful. Thanks for being with us. So I was definitely in genealogy mode, ancestry mode. P.S. My mom gifted me a DNA kit for Christmas, and I did get it done, and I got the results back. And my mom and I are going to be together doing a video revealing the results and comparing mine to hers. Coming soon, stay tuned. So anyway, I was really obsessed, and I just, went down the rabbit hole, and I found in here a treasure trove of many things. One, a baby boy announcement with name and address, address, and other details inside. And so I started looking up these names and addresses. I found the house. I went, look, I was convalescing. I could barely walk. I got into it, okay? And I even ended up on Google Maps and found these houses still exist. I was able to pull them up and look at them. All of that will be on the edited video. Give me a minute. There's so much work and so much to show you and so much to talk about. But I did. I went on Ancestry and tracked all of their ancestors down several lines. Holy cow. Oh my God. So this woman, not Jenny, not the one that may or may not be haunting my house, that died in this house in the 40s. Hello, Teresa. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. But this woman, Aura's mother, it was her stuff that I found one of my very first dumpster diving hauls. We're talking 13, 14 years ago. And it was an estate clean out, and all of her handcrafted things, and baby clothes for her kids, and love letters and cards and so many things. Anyway, I started looking up all these different names. I also found, and this was just meant to be, it's a little Robin Hood sticker. Hello, Disney. Hello, Disney. Some things are just meant to be. I will keep this forever, just absolutely forever, because, it's awesome, but it will stay in here. And then there's, let's see, there was something else in here. And I researched every little thing that I found. Yeah, there's some gladiola that we were just talking. The connections, it's bizarre. Most likely totally coincidental, but the connections are way more fun than just saying it's just coincidence. But yeah, some gladiola and a lady painting. And then on the other side, it says red, white, and blue, hybrid, lilacs, something, Edith Cavell. Why does she have this in here? I don't know. Not a clue. Terry, thank you so much for being here. Yes, we will talk so much more about that, Terry. I hope you are subscribed over at My Current Obsession. We're going to talk so much more about all of this history and everything. I went through and started looking up all these names. For instance, like Geraldine Graham, 1933, was when she was born, and then she married Theodore Robert Graham on February 28th, 1951 in Nevada. And yes, I looked all of that up. Hi, Kathy. Oh, I'm so glad you can join us. I did. I looked all of those up. Seriously, I jumped in to the family history, the family tree, these different areas, these different places. I started looking up what these cities and towns were known for. I was stuck on the couch most of the time, okay, other than going to physical therapy. And I was just absolutely in history genealogy mode, and lots of coffee, and I just jumped in. I did. And other names. This one, Bill Arnott's birthday in 1947. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, I appreciate that. Margie's birthday was I don't know who Margie is, but Margie was November 25th, 1915. Oh, Andrea, thank you so much for that. I'll keep that in mind. I would really enjoy that. Oh, and then look at this. November 16th. It doesn't say the year, but what does that say right there? Our anniversary. So Aura's parents, yeah. How about that? That's their anniversary. Aura, I looked up her. I looked up her children. Things get a little spicy. Things get a little spicy with the Graham family. They've got some felons. No judgment. Got plenty in my family. There were some things. Some of Lady Graham here, some of her descendants ended up in the clink, ended up shady recently. I'll be talking about that over on My Current Obsession, and a little bit here, but the more detailed stuff, that'll be over there. Yeah, some spicy stuff, some murder. Hello, Joanne. Says Alan, but that's Joanne. Hello, my darling. Let's see, Mary Kathleen. Oh, I think I already read that one. Let's see if we find another one. Valerie Graham, 1954, Boise, Idaho. Oh, and this is fun. She also started adding on some of them, not all of them, what their birth month things were. So for Valerie, on October 7th, 1954, tourmaline, pink zirconia or opal, calendulas, and cosmos. I love cosmos. Oh my God, I love cosmos. Flowers. Those are flowers. Yeah, on some of them, she added, other fun details. This woman, she was an amazing craftsperson, artist. She had paintings that she did on fabric. Gorgeous. I sold them. I sold all of them. In my early days and years of dumpster diving, most of the stuff, I sold it. Now, I do still have her doilies, at least half of them that there were, and they're throughout my house in different places. I'll show more of that on the edited video. She was so talented, so incredibly talented, just absolutely amazing. And she was into so many different things. It's fantastic. This was really helpful. August 25th, it says Robert Enders. That really helped in looking up her genealogy, having just these other names. Dennis, I do still plant them, but now they self-seed so much, and I have been able to harvest so many seeds from them, so I'm not even having to buy Cosmos seeds anymore. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. You know what, Andrea? That's a great idea. Doing some of this, history stuff on my exercise walks. That's not a bad idea at all. This is interesting. August 21st, our beloved Beta I don't remember what that was about. I'll have to double check. John Philip Graham, 1952. David Cogburn, 1946. You know, this is absolutely a treasure trove when it comes to looking up people's history, and then to make sure, you know, that then you're on the right path on the family tree, you know, seeing these names and the right dates. This one is really interesting. Interesting isn't the word. This is tragic. We need more coffee before we jump into this one. But it's still a great distraction from this. Okay? Okay. July 26th of 1968. God, this one's awful. Kimberly Dawn Cogburn was born July 26th, 1968 at 12:09 a.m. She was 7 pounds, 10 ounces, 19 and a half inches long. And she died November of 1968. Born in July, died in November. And that is so horribly tragic, but also so interesting. You know, nobody gets out of here alive. Sorry, you don't. And seeing, you know, we're two different colors of pen, all right? And so first we're celebrating, we're talking Kimberly was born, here's all of her details, oh my God. Then to come back a few months later and update with a different pen that in fact, Kimberly had passed away. So tragic, so incredibly sad, but historically, genealogically, anthropologically, all of that, so useful, so incredibly useful, you know. Let's see. This is interesting. This is talking about her daughter, and this is really handy. July 22nd, Andrea, have the most beautiful day. Have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for being here. So in 1911, Philip Joel Graham was born at Gribble Ranch on, listen to all the detail that she put in here. She's as detailed in this as she is with her arts and crafts. Oh my goodness. At Gribble Ranch, and I did look this up, on Highway 20 between Meridian and Eagle, Idaho. Can you believe that? Philip, in 1911, was born in Idaho at Gribble Ranch on Highway 20 between Meridian and Eagle, Idaho. How cool is that? The detail. Which now, because of the marvel that is the internet and Google Maps, we can go look all this up and then look up the history and maybe someday go visit that property where Philip Joel Graham was born in 1911. Who then married Oriole Garnet Cogburn, also known as Aura. Who's Aura? The woman who bought this and gave it to her mother. It's just, this is so much fun. It's so much fun. And some of it's painful and sad and all of that, but it's so intriguing, so fascinating, so distracting. Now in the back, so she did a pretty dang good job, you know, as she could of putting them on the days. Okay. And she did do a fair amount of that here and there. But what she also did was here in the back, it says special birthdays. Okay. And so what she did back here was went ahead and just filled in all the birthdays. So, you know, and this is so neat. God, this is so neat. Look at this right here. Dad, mother, myself. Isn't that lovely? So her dad was born, listen to this. Oh my God. Her dad was born February 3rd, 1891. Mother, February 20th, 1895. Herself, December 29th, 1911. Then we have Bob and Ted and Phil and Bill and Bobby and Jerry and Vina, Paula, Johnny, Valerie, Kathy, Billy, David, Mary Ann, Katie, Belle, Aunt Bonnie. I have an Aunt Bonnie, rest in peace. Then where it says addresses, she instead wrote anniversaries. And this says Mother and Dad, January 21st, 1911. Phil and I, November 16th, 1937. Bob and Jerry, Bill and Vina. It's just absolutely lovely. Bill and Vina and Bob and Jerry both married in 1951. Those two different couples, which, is just lovely. Let's see. Oh, she was a honeymoon baby. Check this out. So Mother and Dad were married January 21st, 1911. And then she was born December 29th, 1911. All right, not quite honeymoon, but yeah, they were quick. I need to correct something. So Oriole Garnet, also known as Bonnie, is not the same Oriole known as Aura right here. Aura, her daughter, is named after her sister. And in fact, the name for female relatives, Oriole, actually goes back in their family history. I found other Orioles back through their family tree. So anyway, like I said, on my current obsession, that channel, we will talk so much more about this and her family, her life, and the rabbit hole I went down, and the obsessive research that I did, and tracking down this address from this September 22nd, 1972 baby announcement with an 8-cent stamp. How cool is that? And looking up the properties on Google Maps. I went there. I really did. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Almost done with ginormous mug number 2 of coffee for the day. Guys, you never know what people are going to throw away. And as I said in the beginning of this video, I have been doing my very best over the last many years to not be so judgmental of the choices that people make when cleaning out, family estates, even the public schools that we will soon be jumping in, literally, and dumpster diving and all of that. I am so much less judgmental towards what they throw out. I've learned a lot over the years. Life has taught me to exercise grace. Thank you, Shelly. Oh, I've been having the best time. This has been the perfect distraction for me. But I've learned to do my darndest to be so much less judgmental at the things that people throw away. But it is absolutely amazing what does get thrown away. The things that people choose to go ahead and chuck, to not even look through, and just completely throw away. Like some of the things that were also in this were like letters to a soldier who was deployed. World War II. Yeah, like it's, between that and, her baby's teeth that had all the silver fillings that I sold to the Curiosity Museum in Florida, like so many amazing things, just bizarre and amazing, and stuff that I cannot imagine throwing away. At the very least, look through them. But of course, if it was a hoarded situation, an overwhelming situation, we don't know the reality. You might live in a different state and be the executor to, excuse me, the allergies. I've got to take more prednisone. We are not ending up in the hospital with this. It's not happening. I'm on top of it. When we're done here, I am going over to the pharmacy and getting my other really strong steroids. We're going to keep this down, just like we did with the other one, and we're going to figure this shit out. But anyway, you might not live in the same state as the estate that you are the executor of, you know? And so there's there's so much to it. There is so much. And I've learned that, you know. Yes, then Julian, I've accepted reality for what it is. And all I can do is do my damnedest to enjoy the goodies that I find, and to honor the lives and the histories involved therein, to make wise choices with what I throw away, with what I consume, what I buy, what I bring into my house, what I let go out of my house, and to try to save as much as I can that can then, you know, realistically go on and be reused. These are things I've learned over, like 14 years of dumpster diving. I've had to learn. You can't take and save every damn thing, because it will destroy your life, it will destroy your home, your marriage, your family. And then when your time comes, all of your special, vital, valuable things just might get thrown out with the bathwater because of all the other stuff that doesn't matter that you were trying to save. You know, this is a whole other tangent, and I have no idea what the actual situation was, you know, with them. But I'm just telling you that's what can happen, you know? And as we finally, knock on wood, are in a place where I can physically be dumpster diving again, not to the extent that I ever was before. There aren't the dumpsters available that there were before. There's just not. There's just not. And the ones that are still there, the stuff's either destroyed or it's locked, or I've got to fight other dumpster divers. And then I'm living still in this body. But finally in a place where I can attempt the dumpster diving again and, you know, start doing that again. As I'm doing that, finally, I am reminding myself on the regular to have parameters in place and to think big picture and to be realistic with myself, my ability, the likelihood that I will actually do something with this thing that I found. Because you're not actually saving anything or improving anything if it just ends up in your attic hanging over you. That's not saving and salvaging. That's just moving something from one place to another and then prolonging the inevitable. And yeah, most stuff, a lot of stuff's going to end up in the landfills anyway. But I want to bring in and save the things that actually can get a second life and that I actually will give a second life. And I'm keeping those things in mind as we are, you know, jumping back in and doing this thing. And it's so perfect that while I'm in this foray back into the dumpsters, that I'm also on this like massive cleaning endeavor, because it's keeping me in check. You know, it's like, oh my God, I can barely move my hands, freaking arthritis from all this cleaning and scrubbing and sorting. I'm going to be so careful, so choosy when I'm out at the bins again. I'm not going to bring every damn thing home because, you know what I mean? Like, we learn as we go along. And can that get really frustrating in the comment section? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. But I have to keep reminding myself and my longtime regulars, loyalists here. I mean, hello, Jamie. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Jamie. Just in time because we're wrapping up soon. I'm so glad you could be here. I hope you'll go back and watch the whole thing. There's so much. But anyway, no, I don't have the plague. It's allergies. It's so helpful to have you guys who know the journey that I've been through, that my family's been through, that for the last like 4 years, we have basically been in survival mode a lot of the time with surgeries, illnesses, hospitalizations, recoveries, etc. And you've been with me through the attic clean outs and the house clean outs and the this and the that and all of it. And so please help me out in the comment section as we continue in the dumpster diving. And I inevitably get the people saying, why didn't you take that? You should have taken that. You're not a real dumpster diver. You're not a real saver. And you don't actually care because you didn't grab that thing and that thing and that thing. When that comes, because it will, please be there in the comments and help me out. I'm doing my darndest to answer comments and stay on top of comments. I read all of them and I'm doing my best to answer them. My goal is like 4 comments at a time to answer. That's what I'm working on, as the hands allow. Wax bath right after we're done here. But please be in there to help answer the questions that I just get over and over and over, especially from all of our fabulous, amazing, I'm so grateful for new subscribers who haven't been with us the years and years and don't know the history. Please help me with those comments. Okay. I'm not, I do the best I can, and I will continue to do the best I can with the knowledge and experience that I now have that tells me, no, Julie, you're never actually going to fix that. No, Julie, you're never actually going to do that repurposing, upcycling project. This one, yeah, you're absolutely going to do that. That one's going to happen tomorrow. I know that one will happen. This, you're never going to sell it. This, you're never going to clean it up and donate it. This, yes, you will. Absolutely. Or this, I needed that. I was going to buy that anyway. Let's grab that. But this other thing, no, we're just not. It's not going to it's not going to happen. So don't take it, because it's not doing you any good. It's not doing the item, the environment, society. It's not doing any of it any good if you take it and it just ends up in the attic. It's not helping anything or anyone. It's not. And it's wasting time, money, energy, and especially in a body like this, I have to be so much more careful. I cannot risk any more injuries, any more disasters than what I'm already dealing with. I have to be so incredibly careful. So help me out in the comments, please. Please, my longtime frugal friends, please help me out. Okay, I would appreciate it. Yeah, so many dumpsters are locked now, Teresa. Absolutely. Yeah. Then Julianne, you are so correct. New driver soon will be a great help. Olivia, actually, the video that you guys will be seeing this weekend, I've still got a little more to do. Like I'm going to hit a couple more bins and then put the whole video together. But I'm not anymore trying to just, hit, 90 miles round trip in one day. I can't do that anymore. That's insane. So I work for like 2 weeks where I can hitting dumpsters and then put a video together. That's what I'm doing now. But that should go up this weekend. Anyway, for the majority of that, Olivia was getting driving hours by driving me to the dumpsters. What? Isn't that wonderful? So you hit it right on the head. Oh, Dennis, my darling, my love. Thank you. Thank you for that. Dennis said, Julie, I almost feel like I know you and your family after the years, and you have to make the decisions best for you. And Dennis, oh my God, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I need that validation and support, and I know I will need it even more as we really jump back into dumpster diving and having that kind of content up a lot, and new viewers and people not familiar with our situation and the last few years. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up, because I've got to go get the medicine, the other steroids for this, and get on top of it. And I've got videos to edit and more chores to do that once I get started, you guys know how it is. You know how it is. You clean one thing and then you see everything else that needs doing. And then you're like, I'll just drink more coffee. I'm just going to have me some more coffee. I'm going to do the wax bath on my hands like 8 times today. And I'm just going to just keep going. Is that the smartest thing? No. But does it feel really good mentally and emotionally to like be getting all the stuff done and then have clean spaces to look at? Oh my God, yes. It's wonderful. God, it's wonderful. Like, oh yeah, tunnel vision. That is what happens. That's what happens. Shelly, thank you so much. I'm working on it. We'll do it. I'm used to this. It's been a few years since I've had to deal with this on a regular basis. So we'll get it figured out. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Teresa, we're still working on that. Like Lulu is finishing up high school and doing driver's ed and works a job. She works. So a step at a time. We're gonna do what we can do with her getting business going. She's also looking at college and all those things. So we're a little bit busy, but it'll happen. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. Oh my God, thank you for your love, your kindness, your generosity, your support. And on the rewatch crew, thank you so much. I am so grateful for you. Thank you for sharing this day with me and helping distract me and drink coffee with me and talk crazy rabbit hole history from the dumpsters and haunted houses and everything else during my birthday month. You're wonderful. I will see you all very soon.